while still asleep. It's just a reflex for them. I wish I could do that. That'd be so cool. Oh, but now another animal you don't want to mess with, and they're showing you why, is the Nile crocodile on your left-hand side. Look at those pearly whites. There's a couple laying on land there. Now, the big difference between a crocodile and an alligator is that crocodiles have a V-shaped snout, while alligators have a U-shaped snout. Crocodiles also have these interlocking teeth outside their mouth, giving them that crocodile smile. And the Nile crocodile, like the ones we're looking at there, have been known to reach 20 feet in length. They're basically living dinosaurs. They've been around since the dinosaur times, too. 200 million years. And now we are leaving the Safi River, but we're heading to the savannah. And we're going to be greeted onto the savannah by a baobab tree. The baobab tree is going to be this big bald tree on the right-hand side here. But it also goes by another name, the upside down tree. And that's because its branches kind of look more like roots, don't you think? It won't have leaves up to 10 months of the entire year. And that's to help conserve water. It'll store that water inside of its big trunk and in its bark. And then during drought season, animals will puncture holes into the trunk and eat the bark to drink up that water stored inside. The savannah is home to a lot more famous, larger, African mammal species that you might be familiar with. And on your right side, I do see some Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffes stand between 16 to 20 feet tall when fully grown, making them the tallest land animals on Earth. And fun fact, we share the same amount of neck bones as a giraffe. Theirs are just a lot bigger, but they don't have any more than us. They have 7 neck bones, and we have 7 neck bones. And then also on your right-hand side, those absolutely massive horns in the shade, those belong to the Ankole cattle, also called Watusi cattle, named after the Watusi people who first domesticated them. Those horns have been known to reach 9 feet in total span. And that might sound heavy, they're actually hollow inside, so they don't go down their heads at all. Oh, and we got predators on our left-hand side here. Immediately on your left, this marbled black and brown pattern, these are called painted dogs. They're commonly confused for hyenas, but painted dogs are actually more closely related to the fox than they are to your domesticated dogs at home. And painted dogs get their name for that mosaic marbled pattern they have on their coat there. And the painted dog is the most successful hunter in the entire animal kingdom. They actually out-hunt the lion. And the reason why they're so successful at hunting is because they hunt in packs. They also hunt their prey to the point of exhaustion. And it takes a lot to tire those guys out. Well, I'll be coming up on our left and right hand sides. Not only are we going to have some Hartmann's mountain zebra, but I see 2 babies in this group here. Now, Hartmann's mountain zebra are already some of the smaller of the zebra species, but these 2 are significantly smaller than the rest. And as their name suggests, they live at the base of mountains, so they have these smaller, nimbler hooves. They can scale those rock walls easier. And every single zebra stripe pattern is unique to all of them, kind of like how our fingerprints are unique to all of us. It's a way of identifying everyone. And it's a good thing too, because the babies have to memorize mom's stripe pattern within the first 30 minutes of life.
Oh my god.
They have to know who to get the milk from. Well, then we get up close and personal with a Maasai giraffe here on our right hand side. Now you folks get a great look at that pattern. You might notice that it's a bit messy, almost like a jigsaw puzzle. You can think of it that if they have a messy coat, it's the Maasai giraffe. But they actually get their name because they're found in the Masai Mara in Central Africa. If you ever do see a reticulated giraffe, you might notice the pattern they have is a lot more clean cut, and those patches are a lot bigger. It's just an easy way to tell the 2 species apart. And by the way, a group of giraffe is called a tower. So this is a tower of Maasai giraffe all around us here. Now, Maasai giraffe typically spend about 18 hours of their entire day eating. It's pretty relatable, right? They only spend about 30 minutes a day sleeping, so they're really good for their power naps. That's because they have to stay aware of predators in the area at all times. And then coming up on that right-hand side, these gray animals graze on the grass. These are wildebeest. Wildebeest get their name from the Afrikaans word that means wild beast. We also might know them as the gnu, spelled G-N-U. That's because they make a sound like no, no. So you can remember that cows go moo and wildebeest go moo. And wildebeest move in one of the largest migrations on planet Earth. Up to 1.5 million wildebeest will all migrate across the African savanna altogether. It looks like they're crossing right in front of us here too. And because wildebeest are always migrating and always moving, they can go 5 days without water. So please don't try to be like a wildebeest today. Stay hydrated out there. Now, this is another good one. A group of wildebeest is called a confusion. And that's because once one wildebeest starts moving, all the others join in. They don't know why, they just know that they need to go. So they're a little confused. But they really do live up to that herd mentality. Ooh. Well, now these noctiver branches and trees on the ground here tell me that we're entering elephant country. Elephants like to bulldoze over trees because it brings the leaves down to their level so they can eat them.
Ride.
But that also allows sunlight to reach that lower level of vegetation.
So
they really are nature's architects. They just kind of bend nature to their will. And a lot of animals on planet Life really do benefit from it. And that's why elephants are so important to their ecosystem. They're what we call a keystone species.
The elephants?
They create a positive impact on the environment just by existing.
Oh, look at the water. It's like a mixture.
Ooh, I see a tail swinging right in between the rock walls there on your right-hand side. Looks like the herd's on the move, so don't you worry. We're not leaving elephant country just quite yet. I'm gonna see if we can catch up with the rest of the herd up ahead. Not the worst angle, but we'll see some more up ahead here. I am thinking that is a male African elephant, as the males are typically solitary after age 13, and I didn't see any others around him currently. But the males have been known to form the occasional bachelor herd. And that's the real scientific term too. They're just a very social animal. So now you also might have known that elephants are afraid of mice. That classic elephant mouse fear. Maybe they saw a mouse and they ran all the way to the other side of the reserve. But we also found out through research done on this very reserve that elephants are also afraid of bees. They don't like that buzzing sound. When farmers in Central Africa were having a real problem with elephants, the elephants would stomp on their crops and eat their crops, and unfortunately the farmers tended to retaliate against the elephants. So these researchers came together with these farmers, and they put up beehive fences around all of the farmers' properties. It's called the Elephant and Bees Project. It has a tremendous success rate in keeping the elephants away. That's a win-win situation there, because the elephants get to keep their lives on top of themselves, as we have sunscreen. Let's see. Ooh, that looks to be a baby. Hold on. We got baby fever going on. Just over your left-hand shoulder, I do see, yep, that's a baby African elephant. That is true. These flamingos eat brine shrimp, which is rich in beta-carotene, but it also makes them that pink color as a side effect. And that's kind of like when we eat too many carrots, we kind of turn a shade of orange. It's also rich in beta-carotene. But we know that they're not naturally pink on their own because when the chicks first hatch, they're actually gray and feather colored. The black rhino earlier in the Little Ituri Forest, those really can't just blend in like big smooth boulders. So despite their large size, they're pretty good at hiding. So you can think of rhinos as big pigs. They love to roll around in the mud. It's a way of cooling off that hot African sun. It also helps clean them off. It gets rid of bacteria. big cats, cheetahs actually cannot retract their claws. But that's what helps them dig into the ground to get that traction. It's like built-in cleats. Oh, we got much more in the open here on your left-hand side. Look at this. Now, cheetahs are daytime hunters. They have these black markings all around their eyes, and that helps absorb the sunlight. So you're able to see better in the daytime. And that's kind of like when a football player would put black markings underneath their eyes before a football game. And also, unlike most big cats, cheetahs don't roar. Instead, they make a chirping sound like a bird. Or they also meow, like our domesticated cats at home. Oh, I found the white rhinos. Looks like they were just on the road here up ahead. We might meet the white rhinos around the hill here. Let's see if they make their way around. But now one big cat that does roar is the lion on your left-hand side there. And just as they're doing there, lions typically spend about
That's
20
sick.
hours of their entire day sleeping. Sounds like the ideal life, right? That might make you think that they're lazy, but they're actually just conserving their energy for their next hunt. The female lions do most of the hunting. She's laying right above him on the cliffside there, while the males do that stay-at-home dad work. The males watch over the cubs, they guard over that territory, but the males have been known to participate in the occasional hunt. And I should probably mention that lions are nocturnal hunters. They're more active at nighttime, which rather we sleeping during the day. So that song, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, is a total lie. And at full volume, you can hear a lion's roar from up to 6 miles away, so you definitely know when they're around. They let their presence be known. We got another star of the Lion King coming up on that left-hand side. These great furry animals all cuddled up in the sunlight there in the back are warthogs. Warthogs are the largest burrowing animal in the world. You see they dug out some pretty big holes in the area there. The warthogs like to reach their burrows backwards. Those tusks can face out so they can defend themselves against any predators that might try and mess with them. Not even lions can mess with warthogs. Coming up on our right-hand side, I see the largest bird in the world. Actually, a couple of the largest birds in the world. The ostrich on our right. Oh, I see 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's 3. Now, because they're large
getting
size, it also makes the
attacked.
ostrich flightless, as those wings cannot support their body weight. So what they don't have in flight, they make up for in speed. Because while the cheetah is the fastest land animal on 4 legs, the ostrich here is the fastest land animal on 2 legs. They can reach 40 miles per hour. And I can actually tell these 2 ostrich on your left, these are both females. That's because female ostrich are gray or brown in feather colors, while the males are deep black with white wingtips. And it looks like we're approaching the warden's post here. The warden is responsible for protecting all the animals here on the reserve from poachers and hunters. But the warden has been known to have some Nigerian dwarf goats around. And they're super handy to have on the reserve because, well, they're nature's lawnmowers. You see, these goats are able to eat a lot more toxic and tougher vegetation that a lot of other animals just can't digest. And their milk is sweeter and more rich in protein than cow's milk, so it's another reason to have them around. And I will say these might look like baby goats, but these guys are actually fully grown. They're just known for their small size, giving them their name, the Nigerian dwarf goat. And we have seen a lot of amazing animals here today. Let's see, we had some baby zebras, and we got a quick glimpse at a baby African elephant there. Never a dull moment here on the reserve, that's for sure. But there's a reason that these animals are here on the reserve, and that's because they need our help in the wild. So some ways that we can help them out from home is by conserving our electrical and water usage. That can be as simple as turning off the sink while you're brushing your teeth, or turning off a light in a room you're not using. We can also recycle. We can recycle items like paper materials, plastics, and even our old electronic devices. Our tablets, laptops, and cell phones all require a mineral called coltan to be made. And coltan is currently being mined out of Central Africa. Unfortunately, these harmful mining practices destroy these animals' natural habitats. So by recycling our electronic devices and allowing them to be reused, we're helping out animals like the African elephants and the okapi that we saw here today. It looks like our safari is coming to an end. So by having any wilderness explorers on board, you've been on the Simba 1, that is S-I-M-B-A, and the number 1, and you've earned your safari badge. You can collect that right after our exit here. Now it has been my genuine pleasure being your safari tour guide here today. Once again, my name is Jordan from Illinois. But now here at Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. That's just far too sad and far too final. So instead we say Kwaherini, which means to go well in Swahili. So I hope we go well, friends. Go wild. And go make a positive impact on our planet, because clearly, we're not the only ones living here. Hey, my friends on that right-hand side, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. Those doors